So getting everything started this morning. So bear with me. YouTube, there you go. Trying to get everything set up. Again, they is making money Monday. It's a mindset. Um, I have three businesses that I operate. We have a nonprofit which runs this radio station, Omaha Community Broadcasting. We have a for-profit, Media King Communication, which runs our internet infrastructure in Macy, Nebraska, but we will be building here in Omaha, Nebraska. And I use bartering, iText. iText is another mode of commerce that I use to acquire services or products. Um, Bartering, again, I'm partnering with iText. iText is a nationwide bartering company. So I barter with individuals around the country, not just here in the metro area, but all around the country, where I use barter dollars versus real dollars in order to get products or services. And so bartering is another mode of commerce that you can practice, that you can use in order to do business. So we want to make sure that you guys, are educated on ways to make money or participate in business without actually using the physical dollar. There's ways to get it done, and that is bartering. Lately, I've been writing a lot of grants, and these funding organizations, they like to see if you're collaborating with someone else. And so we're collaborating um, on writing several grants, even grants from out of state. That's how much money is floating around in America. But you got to have a business. You got to have a business, either a nonprofit, for profit, in order to get it done. So, a caller, how you doing today, sir? Cool. Let me get you on the air real quick. Hold on one second. All right, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. We have our guests on the line. We're gonna be talking about the Alpha Mission today. You know how these stars are, Omaha. They get their own noun, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, no phrases, all yes, and predicates to introduce themselves. I'm gonna let this brother introduce himself. We'll get right into that dialogue because we want to make sure that we're making great, decisions in regards to our money. How you doing today, sir?
I am doing just wonderful.
I want to let the people know who you are.
My name is Bruce Montgomery. I am the founder and CEO of an organization called the Entrepreneur Success Program. I focus on helping people get businesses up and running, working with entrepreneurs in every stage of their development, from inception to startup to acquiring capital, growth stage, accelerating, adding jobs and economic opportunity, creating usable products and services that serve their community and constituents, and I've been doing that for a number of years. Long time background in technology, and I'm engaged in a project in the Omaha, Nebraska area called the Alpha Mission,
Okay.
which you probably have heard of before because there have been decisions on this vehicle to put that out there in the community and begin to create linkages with relationships and people that want to move forward and make good things happen for those they care about.
Right, without a doubt. Only way to do it, you got to participate. Now,
That's exactly correct.
you got to participate. Now, I mean, obviously, you've been in this field for a while. Uh,
Well, I've spent life in the technology industry. I have a long time background in computer hardware, software, all kinds of different aspects of that industry. I kind of came up in that industry and the chance of participating in almost every phase of it, from mainframes to mini computers to PCs to software to cloud to mobile. And of course, if you've been in that game for a little while, the few African Americans in it, especially in a city like Chicago, where I come from, you kind of know each other. And so Robert and I, even his father and I, were good friends in this industry. We knew each other as we crossed paths in this arena. And so I've been knowing and appreciating his contributions to this effort. And so that's how we connected. And then he started to talk to me about an idea that he had of saying, for those of us that have been in this industry, achieved some kind of success, what's our commitment to giving back? How are we creating a pathway? I know I would not have been in this industry unless somebody tapped me on my shoulder, because when I came up, I didn't know anything about any computers. I majored in advertising and marketing when I was in college, and but I was always interested, always kind of a geeky kid, always kind of poking around. Was a DJ in high school and college, and always into equipment, electronics, and so I had an interest in the area kind of as a hobby, and I kind of followed the computer business from afar. But I never took any programming or coding in high school. Wasn't an engineering major or anything like that. But somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, I think you could make a career in this area. What would you think about it?" I said, "Well, I really never thought about it before." So again, but Robert asked me, what are you thinking about in terms of how we're creating pathways? Because one of the frustrating things about being in this exciting industry, it didn't seem like it was ever getting any better about creating pathways for blacks. In many ways, back you look in the 80s and 90s, some of the doorways that were open for us, they don't seem to be open anymore. And some of these giant companies of today, when you look at Amazon, Google, Facebook, they're doing terrible when it comes to creating opportunities for Black people. So, Robert said it's time for some of us who've made it in this industry to turn around and create some pathways. And I said, well, I'll certainly be willing to have that conversation. And one thing led to another, and he started breaking down his concept of the Alpha Mission, and I thought it was
without a doubt. You also.
Well, it's not so really. That's more recent. Actually, a number of years ago, actually, back in 2000, I decided to get involved in what's called cable access, and there was a cable access channels here in Chicago. I had been on a couple of TV shows and a couple of radio shows, usually as a guest commentator talking about business or technology. And somebody said, "You ever thought about doing this?" Now, you would think a guy that studied journalism and advertising had previously thought about it, but actually I didn't.
Right.
I just got involved on the business side of things, and I even worked early on in my career. I was a partner in a company that produced music for radio and TV commercials here in Chicago called Herschel Commercial. And I worked with Burrell Advertising and Leo Burnett and all the big agencies, but it was on the business side, producing music for radio and TV commercials. But nonetheless, finally, I put my toe in the water. As showing here, 20 years later, Technology Access has been one of the longest running local TV shows about technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And then just in the last couple of years, during the pandemic, there's a great radio station, a Black-owned radio station here in Chicago called WVON, the Voice of the Nation, the Voice of the Negro. And I was asked to do a special show kind of in this post-George Floyd, because the owner of that station, Melody Span Cooper, the family that owns this station, the founder of that station, the late Purvis Span, just recently passed a few weeks ago. And Melody Span Cooper took the station over, asked me if I would come on, because there was so much consternation in our community around how are we going to move forward. Chicago was once arguably the preeminent center of Black entrepreneurship in America.
Right.
Ebony Magazine, Johnson Products, Luster Products, all these great companies. And it seemed like we had fallen off that ledge quite a bit.
Right.
And then here we had, the pandemic and all these concerns. So Melody asked me to host a show called Rebuilding Black Chicago. And some 2 years later, I'm still at it and doing a show now called Bruce on Business, where I talk about really what we've got to do. Dr. King said, it's all about economics. It's all about getting for us so that we could build capacity solve our own problems. And so that's what I'm focused on right now in terms of my radio and broadcasting activities.
Great, great. It seemed like we took the same track. I did public access TV when I got out of college. I had a show called Positive Havoc, Kicking Knowledge. I did it over 20 years before I transitioned into radio in 2009, and been doing radio ever since. And that public access TV side over because of course, we stream on social media, and then of course we have our app. And so we're still doing something similar. And then, of course, we do call-ins every once in a while too, where we have that live ecosystem. So now, so you've been here, you've done this, you have the expertise. What should the average person should be doing right now? Because if you have we have all these ARPA dollars coming down, all these fundings coming down from all these levels of government, and I call the federal government, sarcastically, the new strip club. When you go inside, but you got to have a business because the government is raining down dollars. No matter if you're a new business or existing business, the opportunity right now is so fabulous. I don't know if you knew our two senators here in North Omaha wrote a bill called the North Omaha Recovery Plan, and they got it passed. They got it passed, and so they're gonna be over 300 some $1 million coming to North and South Omaha in census tracts. Um, right now, it's critical that we go to alphamission.com and get involved with this process because man, it's I have never seen a time like this in our lives where
Well,
especially
there
if it's
hasn't been.
yeah.
There hasn't been. As I've coached businesses, and I run an accelerator program here in Chicago called the Entrepreneur Success Program. As I mentioned,
Mhm.
I usually take about a couple of dozen businesses through a 12-week accelerated business development cohort. And at the end, those organizations, either for profit or nonprofit, are in a position to take their idea and their activity to the next. The idea is that there's some pretty darn talented, brilliant, exciting, energetic, smart, hardworking people right there in Omaha. There always has been, and all we're hoping is you. This is an idea that isn't somebody coming in from we're some smarty pants guys that think we know what's going on. No, we need to be locking arms with people just like you and all the people you know and saying, hey, this idea is big enough to put our collective consciousness in and build something that we deem impactful because the talent is there. We're not the
Right,
talent.
right,
We're connecting with talent. And what you're doing right now on this show is showing exactly where we as Black people need to be today. We need to connect with people on the same wavelength wherever they are. Maybe they're across the street, or maybe they're across the country. Maybe they're across the world. And maybe we could bring some of the innovations together with innovations that we've conceived of and put two and two together and make 16. It's about multiplication right now. And I'll tell you, as someone who works with entrepreneurs, just like you said, Bill,
mhm,
people used to ask me, hey, Mr. Montgomery, where can I get a grant from? I said, you better open up your wallet and see if you got a grant in there. There's only grants I know about. But guess what? Times have changed.
right,
There is actual grant money available. You've been smart and ahead of the game, and you've captured some of this grant money to actually build out infrastructure, high speed infrastructure,
mhm,
broadband infrastructure. One thing COVID showed us in our community, if you are not, like I said, I was not a technologist by
mhm,
background, but
right,
when I saw that technology train coming, I got on it. We need to get on it. We need to have high speed internet throughout our community. And we need to be using it something other than streaming Netflix or streaming something where we're sending money out of our community. We need to figure out how to have an e-commerce infrastructure that's driving our own activity. So it's
right,
not just about helping people get on a train to leave town. It's about building the infrastructure that builds capacity in our neighborhoods right where we are. And just like you said, North Omaha is about to be the spot. So if you were to leave
without a
now,
doubt,
you would be leaving exactly the wrong time
without,
because the money is finally here for you to put your ideas together. So what Alpha Mission is about is collecting individuals to build trusting relationships, to create capacity and competency so we can get the work done that we want to see done. This
right,
is not about shipping somebody off somewhere else. This is about coming together to do the work that we deem valuable, me and you, not from some outside source.
Right now, Omaha, the birds of blessed. We're talking to my man from Chicago, Bruce Montgomery. Um, man, we're talking about the Alpha Mission, but he is the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur Success Program, and they build businesses. I want to ask you, what should black businesses need to be focusing on right now?
Well, one of my great mentors and heroes in this area, I came up under the tutelage of so many great entrepreneurs, but one that really steered me in the right direction was Earl Graves, the founder of Black Enterprise Magazine.
Wow,
Earl
wow.
used to come to Chicago, and anytime he would come to Chicago, I would be wherever he is, hotel room, lobby, airport. I try to meet him anywhere I could. And, these are the kinds of individuals that shape our country in the right directions. Earl one time invited me as a young man to come to New York and said, I just want you to sit back in the room and be quiet. And I said, hey, yes, sir. And I went there and I was in a room with so many of the people that I idolized just in terms of my awareness of who they were in the business space. And this is what, right now, what we need to be doing is not just, we're passionate about a lot of things. We love music, we love fashion, we love, food, and we're good at some things naturally. But what we need to be doing right now as entrepreneurs is we need to be solving problems.
Okay.
And another person that I just absolutely hang on every word he says, and that's Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, the great author of Think and Grow Rich, Black Choice, the business school professor from Clark Atlanta University. Dr. Kimbrough has taught us for years that being successful is a process, it's a system, and it's not a secret. It's
Right.
been out here. And when we solve problems, when we look at the things that have been going on, and that's how Alpha Mission got created. Alpha Mission got created because it was an opportunity to solve a problem that seemed like people just kept avoiding.
Right.
We were avoiding, participating fully in the free enterprise system, and we're not putting ourselves in a position to be successful. You can go to college and major in anything.
Right.
You can say, okay, I want to be an art major. I want to be a philosophy major. I want to study great literature. But is that what we need in our community?
Right.
We've got some unmet needs right now, and paper. I'm sure you read just like I do. The Wall Street Journal, everybody else is saying you can get certified today and start making six-figure income without finishing a degree. Now, I'm not saying don't go to college, because with places like Nebraska and Creighton and the great schools that are available to people, go there and get that quality education. But in the meantime, don't come out of high school without something that you can apply and start earning real money real quickly. And right now is one of the greatest times for certified skill sets. And the skill sets, you look at your own business, Bill,
Right.
and your business can go from whatever it is today to 5 to 10 times bigger in the next 24 months. What kind of skills would you like to walk in the front door of your company this afternoon? You know what they are. People with technical competencies that
Right.
you could turn some of the work over that you do to them.
Yeah, without a
You
doubt.
know, you say, hey, I want you to run the website. I want you to run the e-commerce. I want you to run the social media. And when somebody comes in and hits the ground running, you're like, my man, my girl.
Yeah,
That's
without a
what I'm
doubt.
looking for.
Without a
So
doubt.
then those are the skills that people can get in high school. They don't have to wait to college to get those skills. They can get those skills right now. And communications, technology, and but also healthcare and social impact services, even and one thing that happened to me when I started running this accelerator program is nonprofits started showing up.
Hmm.
And something came over me, and I guess it's being humble to spirit and allow spirit to guide you. I said, sit down. People said, can a nonprofit be in this program? I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. If you want to grow your impact business to have real capacity, and you're going to do the same, the work is going to be the same. I'm going to give you the same work I give the for-profit companies, because you need to manage your finances, you need to engage your clients, you need to solve a problem, you need to deliver quality services, you need to track your data. If you're willing to do all of that, I don't care whether you're for-profit, non-profit, because you can scale just like anybody else.
Right. Right. Well, it seems like more and more people are starting their businesses during COVID. I know last year, and from the Black diaspora. And so, what industry are you gauging where blacks are receiving the most success now?
Well, we're just did a report a couple of weeks ago to black doctors, female doctors, one in the research area, one in internal medicine, and they got together and they were very about the pandemic. There have been multiple pandemics that the black community is faced with.
Right.
So this COVID pandemic is not the first one that we've encountered. There's been health disparities of a ridiculous nature in our community for far too long.
Right.
You can look at life expectancy by zip code and say, what is going on?
Right.
Why are we seeing right across the street from the so-called medical center, is there diabetes? Is there blood pressure? Is there hypertension? Is there all these kinds of things? So these two sisters put together a strategy for early detection and how to deliver better cancer care from the first incidents all throughout the treatment plan. And they just raised $14 million. I think the company's called Cancer RX. And it was started by two African American women, and they have now been accepted by some 100 or 200 health care organizations, hospitals, HMOs, these kinds of organizations. And they give a system that can be set down inside of these institutions so they can understand how to care for the underserved market. And so this is really one of the keys to prosperity and generating wealth right now, is look at markets that are underserved, not as being markets you want to distance yourself from, but you want to be the person to go in and overserve an underserved marketplace and start to lift people up with the care and delivery of services. And then, like you and I know, Bill, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, Dr. King didn't have a cell phone. Dr. King didn't have email. Dr. King didn't have the internet. Dr. King didn't have e-commerce. Dr. King didn't have PayPal and Zelle and Cash App. So how do you change a country on an idea and do the consciousness building that causes people to want to get behind what you're talking about? So that means that any problem that you see that you think is a so-called problem is only false evidence appearing real. So that means that the only thing stopping you from doing it is your, quote, fear that you need to kick to the curb and say, get thee behind me, and start saying, I'm going to go tackle that problem. I'm going to go solve that issue. You telling me that young black boys aren't graduating and getting a calculus certificate before they finish high school? I'm going to make sure that turns around. That's one of the things the Alpha Mission has already done. It showed that in our community, there are talented people, because it's proven if you can pass a calculus test, there's nothing you can't do.
Right.
And these are the kinds of skills and opportunities that we can go out and solve problems. And like you say, there's no disputing the dollars are here for good ideas, people with strong programs, solid plans, good teams, and well capitalized can make anything happen to change anything that's so-called challenge in our community right here and right now.
Now, those that have not had a lot of resources all of a sudden get resources, but their behavior hasn't changed. So what does an Alpha Mission bring in regards to sustaining a plan so we can build wealth? I mean, we got all these millions of dollars coming down, billions of dollars coming down, but our behavior hasn't changed. So if we get the money, we're gonna go buy cars, or we're gonna go buy clothes, or are we gonna develop businesses? What's your thought on that?
Well, Bill, um, I think our consciousness can and is changing. And what you're doing right now is what is a testament to how I think we move forward. We've got to, you're doing as much as CNN, MSNBC, CNBC has ever done. You're taking, and somebody might look at this guy and say, who's this little guy with this little radio station? He's streaming, blah, blah. He ain't talking about nothing. No, wrong answer. Where you get stuff that fulfills you and points you in the right direction. We need to start naming and claiming value as we see it. And it's not about the shiny new thing. I saw a sister the other day that's been, on her way to making $1 million a year in real estate.
Right.
And she made a post on social media that she went out and brought some fancy new BMW, but then she was really kind of afraid to drive it. And I told that sister, I said, you know what? There's other ways that you can satisfy your soul than in the bling that you have well earned.
Right.
You don't need to put a mark on your back by driving up and down the neighborhood and somebody says, ooh, who is this young lady driving this, expensive thing by herself? No, just like in the movie, don't wear that fur coat and put a mark on your back. Get to doing other things that are more soul satisfying.
Right.
And so, like the advertising said, you will not go out of this world regretting things you didn't buy, but you will go out of this world being frustrated about things you didn't accomplish,
Right.
places you didn't go, lives you didn't change. So we need to do a pivot and start recognizing that we don't have to prove anything to anybody with any
Right.
damn bling. We need to start saying we can actually change and find passion, just like you have, in making a difference in people's lives at a time. And so, like I said, I think sometimes we try to make the world out to be the savior, but we know without social services, without those that have given their lives to provide health lift, kids that have challenges and need supportive services. If we haven't turned around and helped the least of these, what have we really done as a society?
Right.
So let's not look down on saying just because somebody's on the other side of town and says, oh, yeah, my business is blowing up. Well, that business is not blowing up if it's not having some care and delivery. So what we're seeing right now in this so-called great resignation is people want more than just a paycheck. They want a life.
Right.
They want a family. They want a home. They want to see some safety. We see all of these ridiculous, violent activities, mass shootings, seemingly on a daily, every other day basis.
Yeah.
That means that people's heads aren't together. That means that people's lives and souls are conflicted. To wrap arms around each other, whether we are in the public or the private sector. We need government to start really working. We need people to start being respectful. We need to start going. Businesses need to have a role in the schools. I think that's one of the issues. When I was coming up, we had junior achievement. Be successful came in a lot of different directions. There were the trades. People could go into plumbing, carpentry, architecture, and do very well. People could go into food service, healthcare, social service, do very well. So there's no one path to moving forward, but we do need innovation. And I think what Alpha Mission is doing and can do is be a new platform for the effective use of, like you're saying, strategic planning and execution.
Right.
So sometimes people need some back office support. Sometimes they need some front office support. And what I like to see Alpha Mission do as it moves forward is, again, be a meeting place. Because really, Bill, what we need today more than anything else is to recraft trusting relationships based on integrity.
Right.
That allow us to look in each other's eye and know that we're of a like mind and no one is a result of our work.
Well, we've been talking about certificates a little bit, certifications here at Metro Community College. I think next month I'm going to be going to class for, I think, 9 days, and I'm going to get 4 certifications, and these certifications are in fiber optics because fiber is going to be built for the next, I don't know how many years it's been already funded. So I'm building the network. So I said I need to take some time to learn about this. And so with those certificates, I can work for someone else and make at the minimum 50,000 at the minimum. And I only went to school for 9 days.
Well, the same thing is true, and the same thing is true in electric vehicles. The same thing is true in broadband and fiber optic. The same thing is true in e-commerce and all of these different areas. There are skills that you can learn in a rapid period of time. But here's the important thing. Everybody is so fixated on where is this miracle job going to come from. But if you look at the revenues, Nebraska's a very blessed state, but it's a very bifurcated state, like most states in the United States. There's some haves and some have-nots.
Okay.
And there's some of the, arguably the, greatest financial investor on the planet,
right,
from Omaha. One of the greatest engineering firms on the planet from Omaha. one of the largest African American businesses. You know, when you talk about radio, you can't talk about if you don't talk about Radio One and Cap Hughes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, greatest on the planet. So, but how have those industry leaders, Union Pacific, Peter
Right.
Kiewit, Mutual of Omaha, Warren Buffett, all this, how is this translated to a fair and equitable opportunity for most? Nebraska has probably close to the lowest unemployment in the nation.
Yeah, but about 1%. But that's
So
overall.
then what's really the deal then? If this is the full economy,
But
then what's going on that there is this difference of engagement?
well,
So that means that people of goodwill
right.
on both sides of that equation have not done everything they could do to make sure that it's a fair and balanced activity for everybody concerned.
Now
You know,
to me that's a very important statement. It kind of goes like back to God. When you see sin and you're looking out your window and you don't say nothing, you're just as guilty as a person that's committing it. Right now, we got a lot of intelligent people, smart people, people that got wealth, but just sitting on the sideline and let everybody else dictate the narrative. Well, what would you say to those individuals? Because they come in all hues, in all colors, and they can make a difference just by saying yes or just opening a door.
if it's one thing, we're just coming off of so-called Holy Week,
Right,
and yesterday was a celebration of the risen Christ.
right,
And if it's one thing, that story, that teaching was about, it was about taking care and having impact and uplifting, especially the one thing the way Shore talked about more than anything else was the eradication of poverty.
right,
Since you know this book so well, why don't you read it? And
right,
why don't you see what's in there and overturn the tables of the, people making change and doing business in the name of the good work, but wasn't doing the good work.
hmm
See, it's time to come off the high horse and get down in the streets
right,
and do the work that needs to be done and show people the way. If they want to listen, then spread the good news. If
right,
they don't, keep stepping
right,
and continue to spread that good news until ye with an ear hear
hmm
and start to put that, like you say, prosperity is not out of reach of anybody. Anybody. I don't care if you're a returning citizen,
hmm
it's not out of reach for you. I don't care if you've had some rough times previously, it's not out of reach of you. The law is no respecter of persons. The
right,
law says it is your birthright to be healthy, whole, prosperous, and complete. And you will fulfill your mission on this earth when you assume the throne,
right,
when you assume the title that is baked inside of you and help one another. Look over the street. See, it's not about familial connections. It's about you are connected to every living thing and have that connection outside of your own family line, outside of your own neighborhood divide, outside of your so-called north and south and east and west. This place, and this is what's so exciting about Alpha Mission. You say, why would some guys from around the country, and it's really people from around the country,
hmm
have settled on doing things? Because it's that kind of sweet spot that Nebraska is. Is exactly the kind of place where we can prove now this day
right.
the truth that we say we believe. And you're doing it, and there's 100 people like you doing it. All I would say is when you go to get your certification, don't go by yourself.
Oh
If
yeah,
you can't, if you got to fight and if you got to pay somebody to go to get that certificate, I'll send you the money so they can go with you. What are these classes you're taking at the school cost
I
next week?
think I think each class is around $700 each
Come
certification.
on.
Yep.
Come on, you
Each,
telling me that the difference between somebody getting on the gravy train and changing their life and going in a new direction is $700?
seven
Come
hundred
on.
dollars, $700 difference. That's
then
all the
then then
investment that
then
you have put in yourself. That's it.
that's right. So then we need people. So there are people that know you. They've watched you. They've seen the good work that you've done. They see the caring heart and soul that you have for the upliftment. And so they know you're not telling them nothing that's not true. You don't come on this station at no time and tell somebody something that you don't know to be true. And now you're saying, not only do I know it's true, I'm doing it to show you how real it is.
Without a doubt. Without a
That
doubt.
somebody needs to pick up the phone right now and call this station today and say, Bill, you're not going to that class by yourself. I'm going with you.
Well, I'm gonna take 2 more people with me. So, heck yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Hey, I already got it. I already got a plan, big brother. Like you said, my man Johnny Rogers said, if you're doing it by yourself, it's not big enough, and so
That's right.
we gotta include more people so we can make it as
And
large
so
as possible.
that's the bottom line of what Alpha Mission is all about. It's not complicated. I know some people have tried to make it complicated. Maybe even the people at Alpha Mission have tried to make it complicated, but it's not complicated. It's what you and I are talking about right now. It's about people coming together of like mind, of goodwill, of believing that the free enterprise system is the system that is the system we have that can work and accelerate our growth toward the success of solving the very challenges we want to solve. One of them is we've got to get our firms beyond, the startup phase
Right.
into the mainstream of the financial capacity of this country. And that's where the big companies are finding a way to share their wealth through the delivery of goods and services
Uh-huh.
that meet their requirements so that companies can scale. There's enough to go around. There's plenty to spare and plenty to share.
Right.
There's nothing in this world that is not abundant. But what is restrictive is just our consciousness that has chosen to narrow down and get into an attitude of, I got mine, you get yours.
Right.
Wrong answer.
Right.
Wrong answer. If you start to share, and we've seen this time and time again, so again, just like our Wayshore said, who is your brother? Who is your sister? Who is your father? Who is your mother? Know you this day. You choose this day who you will serve.
Right. Without a doubt.
And start being of service and find that good things can happen in your life, world, and affairs sooner than you think.
Now, Mr. Montgomery, how mature are you, Mr. Montgomery? How long have you been on Earth?
I've probably been here 407.
So you got some experience then.
Absolutely.
So now you look at this world, and I believe more of our people are turning to entrepreneurship. During slavery, when we were actually under bondage, they actually created way more inventions than than we have, and
Well,
we're free.
absolutely. I say this all the time. The U.S. Patent Office was flooded right during the Reconstruction period because the people that actually did the work, which is a testament to, anybody listening today, it cannot say that they haven't had an idea and unfortunately maybe sat on that idea only to find out a few months later or years later somebody else took that idea and moved it forward. You said, man, I thought that kind of thing could have worked,
Hmm.
but you didn't act on
Right.
it. So again, what Alpha Mission would love to be in the state of Omaha and then hopefully rolling out even to other states and communities around the country.
Hmm.
But I think by proving the value of what you and I are talking about right now, of applied innovation,
Right.
of focused service and delivery, of creating a talent pipeline so that younger and younger people, the certifications you're talking about people getting, they can get those same certifications in high school.
Yep.
There's no reason our young people can't be graduating high school with certificates in their hand that put them on the path to being some good to themselves and to their community in ways that you and I are talking about right here and right now. But unless people understand it and see it in a challenging, confusing way,
Hmm.
it's got to be made plain. Take the word and make it plain.
Without a
You
doubt.
know, and then people can start to see their way. But again, I'll tell you one thing I will share with the audience today, and I want everybody to remember what I said. If you remember one thing that Bruce Montgomery said on this call today, remember this, that you were taught wrong. If you were taught economics and somebody told you it was supply and demand, that's wrong.
Right.
It is demand and supply. The
Right.
supply is infinite. See,
Right.
you've been looking to the wrong source for your supply. The supply is an infinite source waiting for you to put a demand against it. Be specific with the infinite, be definite with the infinite, and put the demand out there. So the reason Dr. King was successful is because he made a demand.
Right.
And his demand and his commitment to seeing that demand through was unflinching. Every day, Dr. King took 30 to 50 phone calls every day filled with hate. There wasn't any caller ID.
Right.
People would ring his phone, he'd pick up the phone and they would spew all kinds of,
Right.
inflammatory, bigoted racial slurs, and he'd hang up the phone, click, hang up the phone, click. That did not deter him because he knew he was on the right side of truth. You have to be on the right side.
Right.
Cast your net on the right side and be about your father's business.
Without doubt.
And quit playing around with other people's games. Those games aren't your games.
Without
Play
doubt.
the game of truth and uplift and do the work that you've been called to do. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. And so, again, Alpha Mission needs to be here today to be a catalyst for real impact. And like I said, it's not just top down, it's bottoms up.
Without
There
doubt.
are people right now, like you said, that when the resources are here, but we've got to come together and put the kind of skill sets together that players play,
Mm-hmm.
but teams win. So my point is, have a vision, write it down, focus on that vision every day, focus on those skills that uplift you and connect you every day, and don't go it alone.
Right.
Don't go it alone. If you find yourself and you say, well, there's nobody at my right and your left, then you're in the wrong place. Because where two or more are gathered to do this work, then the goodness can't be but in the midst. And so you got two of us on the phone.
Right.
And I certainly will make myself available to you. I know you've made yourself available to me. I know the good work you're trying to do to build out infrastructure, to create capacity, to share the good news. So again, there's no way that from this day, good things can't begin to happen for people. And if they will turn around and be respectful of how they got it and share it in the same way it was shared, like we're sharing it right now, then we can go on and start to see the kind of uplift and continue to have the prosperity that we deserve, because clearly the prosperity is already here.
Right. Yeah. It's. I mean, it's here. I think we're not taking advantage of it, and I know we're not taking advantage of it. So that's why I come on here and try to, wake the dry bones per se. so, uh,
But you know
so
what we have to do? We have to have people start to electively enroll. They've
right.
got to come, and what we have to do as an organization that's espousing this new understanding is we've got to make ourselves available. So I hope in the coming days and weeks, we start to, it starts with this whole conversation of Alpha Mission started with just a few people around a table.
Hmm.
And we started meeting Tim Clark, and folks started talking and get introduced to one another. And we're rebuilding the fabric of confident, trusting, integrity based relationships, and then deciding on things that we want to do and putting one foot before the other. So this isn't some grand scheme that can only work one way. It can work a way that you feel, it can work a way that you see, and you're just as much in the driver's seat as anybody else. And we can start heading this and start accomplishing things, and then recording our accomplishments
Right.
and sharing our good news and lauding and raising up. So when we have these young men that pass this calculus test, we need to all show them some love and support. When we have some folks getting the certificates that you're talking about, we need to lift them up. But the demand comes in when we collectively start to hold our business leaders accountable, our government leaders accountable. And just like you mentioned, those two senators got that legislation passed. Follow the money.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Follow the money. Say, we're not missing a beat. When does it hit the streets? How do we get our hands on it? Let's see the transparency. There's got to be compliance.
Hmm.
There's got to be transparency, and there's got to be enforcement to make sure that do it like you said you were going to do it. And we're not accepting nothing less than our fair share.
Without a doubt. How can people get in contact with you? I know you're part of Alpha Mission, but You also want to run a cohort, and we're about business. We're all about supporting
Well,
business.
I have been doing these cohorts, and I would love nothing better. Now obviously with Zoom, people can participate with the Entrepreneur Success Program anywhere. But right now most of my activity is here in the Chicagoland area. But I'd love to come out. So I got some good friends out there, and they said, "Okay, you're talking all this smack. When you gonna get out here and hit the streets in Omaha?" So now that the temperatures are rising a little bit, I
Right.
think it's gonna be a little, you know. And I'm sitting here talking, it's 30, 35 or 36 here in Chicago today.
Right.
So, Chicago, reason I can get along with Omaha so good is because the temperature in Chicago is oftentimes just like it is out there.
Yes.
But I certainly want to get out there there's some, you mentioned the community college out there. I've got some good friends at, in University of Nebraska, good friends at Creighton, and so there's wonderful institutions out there that I think we can work with. You're out there, and so there's no reason we can't begin to create these connections out there. But people can certainly uh, uh, text me or send me a call, give me a call, and I do want to get out there in the next 2 to 3 weeks and start to get my feet on the ground out there because again, there's some awfully talented people, some brilliant people, uh, expanding activities, growing activities. And, this is where I think we can be so successful is somebody may have an innovation or product or service that's tearing it up
Right.
in Detroit or Cleveland or Chicago or Pittsburgh. Who says it can't tear it up in Omaha? And who says something's working in Omaha can't be brought to Chicago?
Right.
And so start to expand your consciousness, expand your territory, and recognize that an invention and a service you have, maybe I could find distribution for products or services you have within distribution ranks here in Chicago. And maybe some of the brothers and sisters I work with that has up and coming firms bring those same kind of business opportunities there. So I believe in trade.
Hmm.
I believe, people talk about flying all over the world. We don't need to, we can fly between Omaha and Chicago
Right.
and create multi-million dollar opportunities with each other
Hmm.
by just sharing capacities and resources and styles and the way we approach different things and start. And so, again, we've got some great examples already from your community and from our community that have shown what's possible to do this. When John Johnson started Ebony Magazine, he started with a small loan from his mother, taking money out of the to put, what ultimately became an publishing company in play. And so again, if Mr. Johnson could do it, and as Dennis Kimbrough, the author of Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice, is showing, then we certainly can do it in these days if we follow the guidelines for being successful and prosperous in all that we think, say, and do. So my number is 312-725-8601. That's 312-725-8601. If somebody wants to text me or send me an email address or like me to email them some information about my program, I'd be happy to do it. And again, I'd be happy to meet up with your assistance and the assistance of my other good friends out there. Get out there in the next couple of weeks and start to meet and lock arms with some folks. I know it's some great, great, great entrepreneurs out there that are looking to get access to capital, looking to get their plans together. And, one thing I will say before leaving, Bill,
Hmm.
is there are many, sometimes entrepreneurs only think about starting something new.
Right.
But there's also a need for us in our community to keep things going that are already started.
Right.
And what that means is growth through acquisition. Looking at taking, sometimes people are ready to turn over the reins and maybe don't have family to come in and take the business to the next level.
Right.
Maybe not just in your community, maybe in another community. And so I've seen some great businesses hit the streets recently where Black entrepreneurs have taken over businesses of not only other Black entrepreneurs, but other non-Black entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And
Yes.
gone in and leveraged and, did an acquisition, did a business continuity plan and taken a business that was maybe 30 years old and at a certain level, but brought new talent, new skill, new ideas, new capital to the table. And now that business is going even to greater heights that could ever be imagined. So you don't always have to start something. You can also grow through acquisition. And these are the kinds of conversations we need to have with Alpha Missions, because in order for businesses when you go to a corporation and talk about doing business with that corporation, they don't want chicken wings.
Right.
They don't want their grass cut, maybe. Maybe they want a higher level of product and service. Let's find out who are in the supply chains of some of these large corporations right now and say, hey, some of those businesses are ready for a new input of ideas, a new input of capital, a new input of capabilities. Let's take an existing supplier, acquire that person, and now come back to that business and say, okay, this business has been doing business with you for 30 years. Guess what? It's now a black-owned business.
Right.
Now, how can we grow it up to the level it really needs to be? So that's an area I want to have some conversations about too. Growth through acquisition, putting black people in the driver's seat with some businesses that are already at a $5 million level, already at a $10 million level. How do we take them to 20, 30, 50, $100 million?
Okay. Now I like those numbers. I like those numbers, and I like when black people are talking those numbers. Without doubt, it's so important. Yesterday, we talked about Friday was a good Friday. Yesterday, of course, the matriarch of my family, my mama, is gone, and man, yesterday was a tough day for me because my whole family was there. I got grandkids, and my grandson he's the youngest. He's probably like 11 months old, and so my sister is the oldest now. She's probably like 70. I think she's probably like 73 or 74. But I was missing my mama. You know what I mean? I said, my mama was here, boy. She would just love this gathering of her family. And so what I did, of course, I feel that we need to start transitioning to family businesses. And so I took a survey of my great nieces and nephews and nieces because I'm the oldest male in my family now at 7. And so I just kind of surveyed their skill sets, what they like, what they don't like, and what they want to aspire to be, and see how I can transition them into my family business. Because, like I said, you talked about transition because I ain't gonna be alive forever, but I want to make sure this business is around. And so right now I'm identifying my family members that have certain skill sets that can transition. Is that something that all families need to be doing? Because
Absolutely. Financial literacy starts in the home. Uh, uh, Prosperity starts in the home. Teaching people, one of the things I think that would help us be very successful as
mhm,
a community is to begin to have, right now is an explosion in this arena of venture capital.
right,
It's an explosion in the area of equity investing. But equity investing just means that people go from stakeholders to shareholders.
mhm,
And when I first started in the computer business, I went to work for a company based out of Minneapolis called Control Data. And Control Data was started by a guy named Bill Norris. And in fact, Bill Norris, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if he wasn't a, a, a Nebraska alum, might have been, I can't remember exactly. But nonetheless, what he did was he didn't have enough money to get his company going. So he went around door to door in St. Paul
mhm.
and sold shares in this idea of establishing a computer business.
Okay,
And then, long story short, the company became very, very successful. And all of those people that trusted him and gave him $100, $1,000, 10,000, they turned around and did phenomenally well. And so to this day, the people in the St. Paul, Minneapolis area have a very positive attitude about investing in local businesses because many of them have had success
right,
in investing in what later became these companies: 3M, Honeywell, Control Data. All these companies made a lot of people a lot of money.
right.
And the same thing is true in Minneapolis. I mean, the same thing is true in Omaha. The same thing is true in Nebraska. A lot of people had a lot of success following around Warren Buffett. So then we need to take that same model. Everybody's not cut out to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
But that doesn't mean everybody can't be an investor. Everybody can't be a shareholder.
Mhm.
And so when people start seeing returns from their participation, so I think one of the things we maybe didn't do as well as we should have done in the area of the 70s and 80s and 90s when people were creating some of these wonderful companies is we didn't do enough to have a shareholder experience so that more people could understand the benefits of what
Interesting.
capitalism was
It's
all about. They said, well, they
right,
saw you making money, they see us making money. So
right,
again, I feel that young people today, they're doing it. They're interested in NFTs. They're interested in crypto.
right,
But some of it has a tinge of get rich quick,
right.
having a good credit score, putting yourself in a position to buy and own a home, putting yourself in position to, living within your means, to have, capital that, you can start to expand your nest egg. So again, what we need to do inside of our families is teach the high school, first couple of years of college. They're not getting caught up in bad financial practices that will put them at odds with long-term security. How much you have is what you do with what you have that allows you to live a style of, you know, being able to go where you want to go, when you want to go, and the style you want to go, and who you want to go with, doing what you want to do.
Right.
And so, most of us in our community, we've had positive experiences. We've had family and friends and good food and all kinds of things. And when you look back, wait a minute, I didn't have a dime. You know, how did I travel around and do all of this?
Right.
You did it because you had friends. You did it because you had good relationships. You did it because it wasn't about the money. It was about the experience.
Right.
But then if you would couple that with sound financial literacy, living within your means, delayed gratification, not thinking credit cards equal money, not thinking, and it's probably more challenging today because with Zelle and Cash App and money has completely gone digital and electronic. So people don't see it, don't touch it, don't understand it.
Right.
But there's no reason we can't understand it, know it, and appreciate it. So again, if we start doing things and raising values and having people within our family from being an investor, shareholder, stakeholder, then I think we will see more people being excited. You're not by accident. There is no such thing as coincidence. There is no accidents. It's right where you are is holy ground.
Hmm.
Some people say, I can't wait to get out of this town. Wrong answer. Right where you are is
Right.
as good a spot as any to be as prosperous as anybody, to be as healthy as anybody, and to have certain kinds of conditions that aren't available to everybody else. So see in your brothers and sisters' eyes that genius and talent is actually there
Right.
and lift and support them in their goals. And hopefully, Alpha Mission can be that kind of catalyst. Like I say, this is an idea that has some things about it that are very specific that those of us coming from our experience in corporate and industry, we've got some ideas, but these aren't the only ideas. I'm hoping that we can bring to the table the ideas that are evident, that are so unique. Each community has a uniqueness about it. That I hear all the time about Nebraska and ready to roar. That people, the one thing they can't figure out is there's so much talent here. There's so many
Yeah.
good people here. We're not operating at the level we can, and so if Alpha Mission is anything, it's just a spark plug to
Right.
ignite that flame with that's already there
Yep.
within the people walking down the streets. And say, these ideas you've been holding in your head, get them out of your head and down on paper, and
Yep.
then a plan and get some capital behind it so that you can scale this thing and have good life experiences right where you are. And so that's what we want to be about. And I want to help anybody that wants to help, and certainly in the areas that you're involved in technology, innovation, entrepreneurship. That's my calling card. So I'm talking to you is who I need to be talking to because you and I could take care of this business just between us, bring some people into these experiences because, like you talk about, streaming media, digital media platforms that are now available, the sky's the limit.
Right
And there's
now.
no reason these can't be multi-million dollar enterprises. The only thing between that expression and that reality is more people coming to the table with the talent, dreams, and hopes, and the desire to work together in integrity to see it through.
Without a doubt. Yeah, we have to be part of the change. You mentioned a couple of things, and right now I'm embarking on one of those. Who's my favorite president? Passed the 2012 Job Act crowdfunding, or even crowdfunding since the 1930s, and that's going to be my approach when we start this process here, especially coming to Omaha, is to have small investors, and so we can change the narrative. Um, um, we have to start developing parallel infrastructures. If we're not included, we have to start investing in self. And so I appreciate your work that you have done, Brother Montgomery. Hold on a second. Won't you let me get a pen? Let me get a pen real quick. I want to make sure I'm the example on how we should be doing things. So make sure you guys get a pen. Brother, I'm gonna ask Brother Bruce to give his number again. I know it's 312. So Brother Bruce, give your number again if you guys been listening and if you want to grow your business. If you just got an idea, oh yeah, it got dust on it, and you just want to brush that dust off and give Brother Bruce a call because the time is now. The time is now, y'all, and we got to get over our fears, over our self doubts, and let God lead. Without, how can we get in contact with you? What's your phone number again?
Well, my number is 312-725-8601. That's 312-725-8601. If anybody wants to give information about an entrepreneur success program, they can send me a text message. They can include their name and email, and I'll follow up with them. But I really want people to go to the Alpha Mission, ALPHAMISSION, alphamission.com.
Mm-hmm.
Got a wonderful site there. You can put some information, contact us, and I see that information, so I'm one of the people that can follow up with you. You can put your name and email address and phone number. We will get back to you. We will be checking it obviously today because we know people are replying. But again, I'm hoping over the next few weeks that we can hold some meetups. We can have some sit down and have some coffee, talk to folks, find out the kinds of ideas that people have, things, and because you're hitting it on the head, Bill. Move right now.
Mm-hmm.
This AARP dollars are there. Uh, Other kinds of resources there.
Yep.
But even before these programs were rolled out by the Biden administration,
Mm-hmm.
we've got major organizations based there, major institutions. We must become a part of the supply chains of these major institutions.
Without doubt.
And because they were built on the backs of our resources,
Yep.
our intelligence, our hard work, our efforts. And so, you know, this is the time of planting seeds, planting good seeds, taking care of them appropriately, and allowing them to mature and bear fruit. Those fruit, like you mentioned, are for our grandchildren and their grandchildren. This is a long-term game. We're in this, as we all know, popular terminology today. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
This is the good work, but with platforms such as yours, and I really want to thank you for your graciousness. You've been, and I hope that the people that's connected with Alpha Mission really appreciate what you've allowed us to do because more than any other media outlet, as I'm concerned, God's work. Because if it's just two or more that are listening to this morning, they've heard two people with passion, integrity, heart, commitment, and soul share the good news that we have. And if just one person says, "Hey, I want to hook up with you guys and do some good work," then my job is.
Well, bro, Bruce, I'm gonna give you a call. I got two numbers on you. I'm not gonna give the other number on. I got two numbers. I'm gonna give you a call. Omaha, the Burbs, the Blessed. We've been talking to my man Bruce Montgomery, all the way from Chicago, Chi-Town. You know, Chi-Town is my favorite town. My roommate's from Chicago, from Evanston, and
All right.
every time I've been going to Chicago since I was I think a sophomore in college, and I love Chicago. And when I first saw the Jet building, I said, man, I gotta build me a building like that in Omaha. I gotta build me a building like that in Omaha. And so you had mentioned Luster and all these other great products that some aren't black owned now, but some are. How can
Well, fortunately, Luster Products is still black owned.
good.
We've got, but there's a whole new generation of
Right.
entrepreneurs. Every week on my show, Bruce on Business on WVON 1690 AM. It's also streamed on iHeartRadio. Comes on Saturday afternoons, 3 p.m. To 4 p.m. And I talk about some of these grants that are out out here.
Uh-huh.
I talk about, access to capital programs, and there's some very exciting things that are going on. But again, I think if we took, 50 business leaders from Chicago and 50 business leaders from Nebraska, start to put our heads together, exchange cards, get connected, understand the products and services that are working in the Black community in
Right.
Chicago, what kind of products are getting corporate traction. Could those same products get some corporate traction out there in the Nebraska area, and start doing those kinds of linkages? There is nothing that will stop us, and then marking the progress, being very specific to say we need people to understand that business was out here yesterday. Guess what? They're up and running with 3 employees today. That business that we talked about last week, hey,
Mm-hmm.
they just got a $40,000, $50,000, $100,000, $300,000 contract with the state of Nebraska. We need to start being aware that people are making a way,
Right.
that progress and success is real and possible, and it's not some pipe dream. And people that want skills can get those skills. There's nothing that's stopping anybody from getting on the right track and heading in the right direction and being successful, and knowing that somebody has their emotional, physical, spiritual, and mental back.
Without a doubt.
So when people know they're supported, they know they can win.
Brother Bruce, I had the opportunity to be at WNOV. I've met I met Miss Spain. I like to call her Miss Spain because that's her
All
middle
right,
name.
all right,
I never met a
all
black
right.
woman with a name Spain, uh, but I met her at a conference in Washington D.C.,
Okay.
the MMTC conference. And so, like, I tell everybody I go to D.C. to lobby all the time because that's where all the decisions are made. And so I had the opportunity to be in the studio, the famous 1690 studio. And actually, the first station I actually started was on 1690 here in Omaha. I still have that signal. And then at nighttime, we can hear you guys go
1690 AM is a historic station.
without a doubt.
Again, started by Melody Span Cooper's father, Purvis Span, and at one time, it was just a tremendously important station. So many African Americans grew up on WVON here in Chicago.
Right.
I would love to stay connected with you, and I know you've got programming, and perhaps again, here's a perfect example. There's no reason I can't do a show with you and have some regular programming on business, and I'm sure the same.
Right.
I'm very familiar with small business development centers, with SBA, with EDA, Department of Commerce. There's some more broadband dollars that are coming your way because the NTIA is getting ready to release
Right.
some grants so that more underserved communities can get better connectivity, more affordable broadband.
Right.
Sometimes people think just because fiber's in the ground, that means it's good internet. No,
No, no,
good
no.
internet is when you can afford to have gigabit speeds in your house for less than the cost of your mortgage.
Right.
That's what good internet is all about. So
Hmm.
we need to be having these conversations. But once we get this internet in our homes and in our mobile services, 5G and all that kind of stuff, we need to make sure we're using it in intelligent ways,
Right.
using it in ways to build capacity, to build wealth, to not play games and be all off. I run a middle school uh, male mentoring program right now, and
Okay.
tomorrow I'll be in my school with my young men. Those young men in fourth, fifth, seventh grade, they got smarter phones than I got.
Right.
They go in their pocket, they go in their book bag, and they pull out something like, whoa, man, you know. But what are they doing with them? So I make sure that they sit down and understand how to look up an HBCU, how
Right.
to understand, how to follow the stock market, how
Right.
to pull up a tool that'll help them, do their homework and communicate safely with their parents and their family, do some genealogy
Right.
types of activities. So we've got the tools in our hands, but we're not conscious
Right.
of the power of these tools. And too many times, people just throw these tools in front of their kids, and their kids are playing, crazy
Games.
games, and they don't have a game. We just need to have them. I want to thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure to your efforts. And again, I look to stay in touch with you very specifically so that we can do some work together. And then I want to have the testimony where we come back together and say
Hmm.
on April 22. You guess what happened 3 months later? Here's the kind of things you and I are doing together. And people can say, hey, you know what? I heard when those first guys talked, and now they're doing this. That's when people start to pay attention to you because they see your good works. They don't just action speaks louder than words.
Right now. But brother, I'm going to follow up with you because, like I said, God is very purposeful. Nothing happens on accident. Nothing is a coincidence. I believe the same thing. I believe God is non-mysterious. Like everybody say, he's a mystery guy. No, he's not. He's not mystery. He's very specific. I believe God is on earth right now, and I truly believe He's blessing those that are manifesting their God-given talents. And so
Amen.
I'm telling you, if you got an ideal, y'all, I don't care who you are. I'm from the projects. I come from a mama that couldn't read or write. Um, and if I can do it, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So challenge yourself today. Today is, oh yeah, we call it Making Money Monday, but it's the Alpha Mission. Make sure you guys go to alphamission.com. Yes, alphamission.com. Everyone can help out in this mission. I don't care if you are a environmental specialist in your company. You can go talk to that CEO or that HR person or that inclusion person. Since everybody's trying to be holistic now, and tell them about the alphamission.com. Just tell them go to alphamission.com and that website will do the rest. It'll do the
That's
rest.
correct. All right, Bill. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I look forward to seeing you real soon. And anytime you call, I'm going to answer.
Appreciate it, bro. Montgomery. You
All
take care
right.
of yourself,
Have a
bro.
good day.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. That was my man Bruce Montgomery from, oh yeah, Chicago. Chicago. We've been talking about the Alpha Mission this morning. Make sure you go to alphamission.com. That's alphamission.com. We just want to do business, man. We're not asking for no handouts. We just want to do business. European team, a all African team, a all Hispanic team, a all Asian team, uh, a diverse team of all those ethnicities will out compete, outthink any other group. Diversity is so powerful. So let's diversify and let's grow our business. It's all about the green, y'all. So today I'm gonna take some place of music. Again, today is Making Money Monday. We just got to listen to the Alpha Mission Hour. Again, go to the Alpha Mission Hour. Excuse me, go to alphamission.com. Again, I want to thank my man, brother Bruce Montgomery for calling in from Chicago. And you're going to see, we talked on the 18th tax day. Yeah, today is tax day. And see if we progressed. All right. We're going to take a musical break real quick. Shouts out to my homeboys in that sick and shed in. We ain't forgot about y'all. Boss with me.
Trey made this beat.
I'm hard to forget, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very rare, real is rare. You ain't gonna never come against somebody like me ever. Ain't nobody gonna be as genuine, as sincere as me. You ain't gotta lie to me about nothing, you know what I'm saying? For real. Ooh, I know you out here doing you. I don't bother to ask cause you ain't about to tell the truth. I ain't about to address the elephant in the room. You ain't about to confess and I ain't finna assume. Ooh, remember when you broke the news and told me you was sleeping with another dude? Expecting me to act like everything was cool, but that was something I wasn't willing to do. Ooh, now look at what I'm going through. I used to feel like I had everything to prove, but now I feel like I ain't got nothing to lose. It's life or death and I don't know what I'ma choose. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie, I got the blues. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes you leave me so confused. Losing my mind, I tend to lose a couple screws. I wanna cry, but when I cry, you get amused. Cause you like to feed off my misery. You don't know how much you mean to me, but you act like you got out of your memory. I'm unforgettable. Can't forget me. Everything we done been through, you wanna forget me? For real? All these difficult situations, tribulations on top of losing my patience, make it hard to have relations. Honestly, don't see nothing meeting my expectations. Gotta ride alone if I plan on meeting my destination. Thought I could make it work, but it was my imagination. Telling me your love was real, it was just a hallucination. I suffer from jail on probation and got a 3-year vacation. I gotta go the duration from having a conversation. I think it's crazy you let them people intimidate you. And now it's to the point I wanna call and say I hate you. Cause you got me in jail for something you know I ain't do. Calling your phone is something I know I can't do. If the tables turn, girl, this pain will probably break you. I can't and I can't make you. Cause you like to you don't know how much you mean to me. But you act like you don't remember it. I'm unforgettable.
SAVANAH, that's my name, Savannah. SAVANAH, that's my name, Savannah. SAVANAH, Savannah. SAVANAH, that's my name, Savannah. Go to the park with my friends. I like to be LAY, cause it's summertime. SAVANAH, that's my name, Savannah. SAVANAH, that's my name, Savannah. I'm the sister named Summer. I'm in Cali for the summer. I love my mama. I'm at the beach with Miss Amanda. Yes, I am. SUNOUT. That's that's my name. SAVANAH, that's my name, Savannah. SAVANAH, that's my name, Savannah.
It's the world famous ship. And it's your number one team. So, yeah, she done cooked up in here. And it goes like, shout out to my DJ. We about to run the street. You know just how to get it all. You gotta deal with playing, you know I get it all. Hit the block and make it somersault. If it ain't about money, then I don't get involved. Look, make a call, he gon' get it all. Vacuum seal it, but we send it all. Yeah, I'm hot, no ethanol. Put a bag on his head, that's a problem solved. Ever cared about a hater? No, not at all. Never been a worker, always been a boss. Catch me riding on my dolo. Trying to find a way to get some more dough. Oh, I think I found my mojo. I ain't going broke no more. True, got these little haters. Really in my bag, right? Invest and make it double back twice. Just a younger living that fast life. Shout out to my packages coming in like it's eBay. Oh, and we know just how to get it all. You gotta deal with playing, you know I get it all. Hit the block and make it somersault. If it ain't about money, then I don't get involved. It's that AAA hitter, my rolling like a skate figure. Right now, you looking like a steak dinner. Better leave before we take you off that plate, hitter. Oh, and you don't wanna go there. Look around, ain't no goofies in here nowhere. Ooh, look, shout out to my DJ. Couple shows, hit the road on the. You know I had to do this thing the G-way. Cause they gon' wanna hear this song on replay. Shout out to my DJ. We about to run the street like it's eBay. Oh, and we know just how to get it all. You gotta deal with playing, you know I get it all. Hit the block and make it somersault. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do it on a white steady. No white fit down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna white fit down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hot like summer. I've been on the move, road running. Would you still be if my money ain't right? Tell me the truth, baby, talk to me nice. Think that I'm holding in the back of your mind. Chasing these millions, ain't chasing no dimes. Love won't pay the bills, love better drill for me. Fake love, yeah, I'm starting to feel it. Gotta split the block, someone snitching these stitches. And if we get money, don't speak how we did it. Can't roll with nobody who ain't with it. If I fuck with you, we run it. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna white fit down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna white fit down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. I need somebody who really about it. My own shouldn't drive, I carry my cheese, you this black. That's how you silence a rat. You making noise, tell the truth, you speaking the facts. Babe, I'm gonna keep it 100. Would you rather have me tell you a lie? Giving you options, you don't love me or not. Hold on to the thought while I handle this drop. Babe, I was gonna be. I had to hang up these racks. I'm not your typical catch. I was rich sex in the back of the phantom. Stars on the ceiling, it's not a rental. Been a long day, me good, how you been, boo? Ain't tryna argue about these. Stay busy on the road, you see that I'm here with you. I ain't tryna argue about. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna white fit down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hot like what I wanna, white steady. Tryna white fit down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Holding me down. Need no love ties that's holding me down. If I run it up, you gon' stick around. If I run it up, you gon' be around. Your love ties that's holding me down.
Light of the shell TNT. Let's fade on the keys.
We the people that rise. We the people that hustle. We the people that struggle. We the people that fight for it. We the people that work. We the people that live. We the people survive. We the people that stand up. We the people that try. We the people that give. We the people that hope. We the people that want peace, but we the people that know. Ain't no in these streets, ain't no love, and it ain't no drug that's gonna change how it be. And at night I hear the shooting, cause it wake me out my sleep. Damn, another brother died cause of crooked police. We the people gotta speak, gotta rise up out the seat. Don't nobody of one time and Blue Street supposed to protect the peace, but you act like our enemy. Run up on us with your pistols and put us down on our knees. Then searchers don't find nothing and still don't want us to leave. You start shooting like it's a movie, we figure it's OV. We the people that rise. We the people that hustle. We the people that struggle. We the people that fight for it. We the people that work. We the people that hurt. We the people that live. We the people survive. We the people that stand up. We the people that try. We the people that give. We the people that hope. We the people that want peace, but we the people that know.
We the people they call savages, recreating our images as primitive. When slavery days made it definitive, based on race, what a disgrace. Man, that's ridiculous. It still ain't changing. It's sad to say. We gotta live through this. Living under tyranny, under guise of democracy, where people have a voice. So people living in poverty. Our hoods are still the same, where it's nothing but broken property. And jobs don't pay enough. More money comes from a robbery. Solution is to put us in prison, never to listen. Not understanding the issue, problems nobody fixing. They try and hold us down, and still my brothers uplifted, cause they blind to our struggle, but we got vision. T-Bone.
We the people that rise. We the people that hustle. We the people that struggle. We the people that fight for it. We the people that work. We the people that hurt. We the people that we the people that live. We the people survive. We the people that stand up. We the people that try. We the people that give. We the people that hope. We the people that want peace, but we the people that know.
Listen to me. On my life, I don't have no real enemies, but I know everybody is not a friend to me. I show my people love. You haters, and I'm not talking about my brothers, I'm talking about these snakes. They smiling in our face, but turning us against ourselves, killing all the black kings to keep the queens from getting help. We 40 cal, self-trained, so we don't need the army busting down my door. I wish these martial law try me. We some psychopaths, raised in the projects, and I ain't met them. Yeah, who can be going all in, man? This shit is ours. Hey, we moving forward, ain't no turning back. The Islanders was born in America, being black. Hey, cause this the year of the black power. We going on, shit is ours. Hey, we moving forward, ain't no turning back. The Islanders was born in America, being black. They call us militant and racist cause we still resist the brainwashing and genocide by this government. I must proceed with caution and breaking the cycle of thinking like slaves. Gather up knowledge and unchain your brain to change the situation. Death is what our race is facing. We in a nation where they shoot us first, ask questions later. Black lives mean nothing in their eyes, we just a traitor. And marching and holding rallies, that's not doing nothing. We try to. It's time to educate and elevate from all the hate. Our future generations is at stake. We don't have time to waste. Cause this the year of the black power. All in, man, this shit is ours. Hey, we moving forward, ain't no turn. The Islanders was born in America, being black. Hey, cause this the year of the black power. We going all in, man, this shit is ours. America being black. Black power. Black power, black power, black power, black power. I'm a legend. You and me and that's a bloodline. Again, I'm a gang, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm a legend. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm a legend. I'm like Bruce Lee. When I Chief, cause I'm gang. I am just like Malcolm. Get it by any means. I am just like Martin Luther. Even though I'm a king, I am Huey P. Newton. I'm black, I know I got the power. I am Hannibal Lecter. All these bitches, I've been getting to the bag. I am just like me. I feel like ain't nobody better. I am just like Flame. But you know about what I'm a legend. You and me in that same chick. Bloodline again. I'm a gang, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm a legend. I'm a legend. You and me in that same chick. Bloodline again. Yeah, I'm a legend. Yeah, I'm perfection. Nigga, I'm the weapon. I ain't worried about your killers. I ain't worried about your hitters. I'm worried about money and how we gon' get it. I'm rich. I'm just like Hawk. I'm known to smash. I crash the beats, dump the streets. I'm just like August. I'm known for heat. Fresh out the pot. I'm dripping with salt. Key to the whip. I'm known to take off. The squad, the team, we all go off. But I'm totally dancing. Who's the legend? You and me and not the same chick. Bloodline again, I'm off. Gang, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a legend. Die right now. I'm off. Legend, I'm a legend. You and me not the same chick. Bloodline again, I'm off. Gang, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, I'm off. Legend, I'm a
bloodline, son of the sun. I'm fully melanated. Black power lifts in the sky. Fully activated, captivate the mass when I speak. Every head bow indigenous. More versus man child. Blackfoot, color of copper. I came from the dirt. Mine in the sky, my body's mother earth. Walked through the valley of death and came out a king. Joseph, they ain't cut from my cloth. I sold so many dreams. I'm in a deal with Daniel. I went to sleep as a passion. I woke up as a I'm riding on a camel. Zulu warrior, bow and arrow, eyes on the screen.
You and me and not the same chick. Bloodline. Gang, I'm a die right now, I'm off. Legend, I'm a legend. You and me and not the same chick. Bloodline again, I'm off. Yeah, I'm a legend. If I die right now, legend, I'm a
There is nothing greater with you. And through my situations, you've always been there for me, carrying me through. Love you've given me is what opened up my eyes when I was blind. Now here I stand with a testimony, no doubt about it. You are the best thing that's ever happened to me. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. Lord, we want to say thank you for the marvelous things, for the marvelous things you've done. Things in my life just wasn't going right. I had to face the truth. I cannot do nothing without you. He's always there, he loves and cares. I know he's always there. His love is forever. His love so real, oh taste and see. His love is always real, real. Thank you. Every day I will want to say thank you for waking us up this morning. We say thank you for the marvelous things, for the marvelous things you've done for me. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. You gotta hold on, don't let it go. No. You will never be the same again. He will take care of you. He will take care of you. Thank you. I wanna say thank you from
Omaha, the birds of blessed. It's 9:05. No jive. It's 9:05. The day is Making Money Monday. We had the Alpha Mission hour earlier. Make sure you go to alphamission.com. Oh, yeah, we just want to do business. We just want to do business, man. Go to alphamission.com and find out how we can do business together, y'all. That's how we need to be doing things, is working together. We are 95.7 The Boss. Oh, yeah, we are a research radio station, the only research station in the world. Oh, yeah, our goal is to modify our behavior so we're better individuals, better family members, and better citizens. What's wrong with being a little better? Without a doubt, what's wrong with being a little better? Tomorrow is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Oh, yeah, we practice telling the truth over here as well as receiving it. Constructive criticism is actually a sign of love. Today, be purposeful on making that money. Make it the honest way, y'all. Leave no victims. Oh, yeah. And we got to stop feeding the correctional center. That's who's getting paid every Monday when you have to go to court. Pay. It's the correction in the penal systems. So let's stop supporting those systems and start supporting our systems of economics. We'll keep you informed so you can make the best decisions in your lives, without a doubt, baby. I want to thank God. Oh, yeah, I want to thank God for giving this opportunity, without a doubt. So be purposeful today, y'all. We got some things coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about later on this week. So today, enjoy. But before I get out of here, let me see what I'm going to play. I'll play some Boss Man. Boss with me.
The decisions that you make in
Oh, yeah. Sin. Sherman Wells. Boss Man. Boss with me.
Y'all be on that rap talk, I'm only talking real life. Third eye finally open, illuminated my insides. Brighter than the sunrise, my mind is where the sunlight. Jumped up on my body, I'm speaking higher than my family think I'm losing it. Drugs, they think I'm using them. I'm making moves so accurately, dog. I think I'm losing them. I woke up by myself, no alarm. Y'all hitting snooze again. Fantasy folks is living it, created by the Jewish man. Me, I'm living free as I wanna be. It's my birthright. No more turning a blind eye. Breaking free from the tail eye. Vision is my mission to pass on to all the future me. No gangbangers or wannabe. Only kings and real queens. I bug out the matrix, no hatred. It's called us more. It's this that's and pussy love. And the women and women is with the women now. These mama boys is too soft to fight. Can't put them pistols down. That's why I'm writing so. And vibing with other stars see. Mental masturbation of others can't show the real me. Staying in my lane, manifesting my own reality. Can't let them get the best of me. So
Get 'em.
publish a recipe for freedom. If you need it, receive it, then go
Oh,
repeat it.
Nebraska.
Government agents hate
95
it. The
from
kings
the ball.
can't be defeated.
Sherman
No matter
Wells.
how you kill us, steal us, deal us, or drill us, you never tried to fill us. You shooting because you fear us. There's no other reason for hating my skin. We the chosen ones created on this earth just to win. But we losing because we choosing to live our life full of sin. But the awakening is coming and we rising again.
Yeah.
I said,
Omaha, the birds of
awakening
blood.
is coming and we rising again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the awakening is coming and we rising again. And the sin that we live in is simply ignorant. Come on, y'all. We gotta be better than that. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. 95.7 The Boss, 909, y'all. Today is Making Money Monday. Be purposeful on making that money. The 18th of April. Oh, that's next day. Get ready for the I, the R, the S. Oh, yeah. 95.7 The Boss, y'all. Boss
The
with me.
decisions that you making, it might cost you your life.
Oh, yeah. Before we get out of here, man, we're going to play one more cut. Again, we want to send shouts out to everybody, everyone. And then shouts out to Earl Spence. Oh, yeah. Shouts out to Earl Spence and Showtime for saying my man named Terrence Crawford. Oh, yeah. We about to knock somebody else out, y'all. Bring them on. Bring them on. Shouts out to my man Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, the pound for pound, comes from our town. But before we get out of here, I love this one. And if you're a boss listener, you are the chosen one. Oh, yeah, without a doubt, baby, you the chosen one. So choose today. Choose to be great. Boss with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. Chosen one, y'all. Surrender. Central High graduate. Boss with me, man. We actually love our neighbors.
I'm the chosen one, yeah. My brother hand me the torch, said, yeah, you better run. Put your foot on the gas, don't let him none. Do the dash of the bird out. Grip the grain on your stern wheel. Better not miss your turn, no. Family dependent, gotta work out. I gotta really go hard, cause none of this is for certain. But I'm gonna get to $1. Gotta make sure my little brother's scholars. And you know, I'ma spoil them. Know that mama up there watching out for them. I ain't really want, but I'm gonna give them their needs. For my family, I bleed. Money don't grow on trees. I do the cross, get cream. I risk it all for the team. You'll see the I see. NFL gets lazy. Roll around with some demons. Never trying to get even. So I gotta stop at the beam on. This life get dangerous. Go switch sides. Ain't changing up. That's strange to us. These fiends be your homies. I had it down. You don't come around. Cause you think that you own me. I'm 100 thou. I never fell. So don't go acting phony. When it's up to power, not you the walking trophy. I get whatever you please. Just don't catching cold. Cause when it's time to ride, you gon' slide. Ay, just in case I got the thing that bang up on my side. Only got one shot up in this life. This is do or die. So I'm gon' get it out. I'm jumping off the post. Swear that we gon' ball. Ain't no fall. Mama, I did it. I put my baby on the flight. We going to talk business. We in Miami. Can't make up this life I'm living. Yeah, I'm gon' get it. Ain't no wishes. Stay consistent. It's all about repetition, baby. Got out the mud. I'm being the odds. I feel so amazing. They said I couldn't do it, so you put it on God. Yeah, you must be crazy. Say pants on ready for war. Any weapon to get you shot for. You the op ain't with y'all. From a block, then you know how I rock. I got real hitters in the spot. With pots, hood thoughts with the moms. Cops kill us cause they wanna. Trying to make it out of the
Chosen one.
Surrender. But you rap very careful when you come here. Can't run faster than a bullet in a cornfield. It's amazing. Trying to make it out of this place. Follow me and lead the way. Don't go straight, stay tunnel vision when you feel the pain. Gotta keep your head up through the rain. Bad days don't last always. Stay tunnel vision when you feel the pain. Gotta keep your head up through the rain. Bad days don't last always. Nah. Bad days don't last always, nah. I'm the chosen one, yeah. My brother hand me the torch, said, yeah, you better run. Put your foot on the gas, don't let him none. Do the dash, let burn out. Got the brain on your steering wheel. Better not miss your turn, no. Family dependent, gotta work out. I gotta really go hard, cause none of this is for certain. Cause none of this is for certain.
Got a question earlier. My girl Gwen had asked a question about the classes. We're talking about the classes over at Metro Community College. They have several classes where you can get certificates, just only going for days, and you come out with jobs over $50,000. They exist right here in North and South Omaha, and even West Omaha, at the Metro Community Colleges around this community. There's opportunities. There's no reason why we should allow us to fail. There's no reason why we should allow our boys and our girls to fail. There's no reason when there's so many opportunities in our community. Now I'm going back to school. I'm 57, all the way to heaven, but I ain't trying to go to heaven yet. But learning never stops. Opportunities never stop. We just got to be in position to take advantage of them. All right. So let's get busy. Let's challenge self, because it's impossible for someone else to love you more than you. So let's start loving self. Without a doubt, baby. Let's start loving self. I'm about to get out of here. Oh yeah, about to get out of here for the day. We have our concert coming up. Father's Day. You can get tickets at Eventbrite right now. Go to Eventbrite, search our 5th annual Father's Day celebration. Would love to have you a part of it. We're looking for volunteers. Also, if you want to be a sponsor, we are RF 501c3. So we are looking for a sponsor. If you want to sponsor the concert, the Father's Day concert, of course, you'll get branding and all that stuff. We'll make you feel good as a sponsor, without a doubt. So we need sponsors as well as volunteers. And so if you want to participate, We're gonna bring in Lenny Williams as well as Angela Winbush for Father's Day celebration. We're gonna be doing it at the Malcolm X Birth site. It's a beautiful facility. If you haven't had a chance to tour it yet. Y'all been listening to 95.7 The Boss. I am out of here, y'all. Y'all have a boss day.
Visit omahaled.org to see if your soil should be tested. Most properties in eastern Omaha are eligible for free soil testing. Gardening, landscaping, or playing, make sure your yard is lead safe. Visit omahaled.org today.
It's the 5th annual Blues, Soul, and Barbecue Festival. Sunday, June 19th, a celebration of fatherhood. Starring the incomparable, the legendary Lenny Williams.
Girl, you know I love you. No matter what you do.
Also starring the silky soul sounds of Angela Winbush.
On this string, on a
Featuring the incredible Anjali and Timeless Age. Sunday, June 19th at the Malcolm X Outside Event Center. Lenny Williams, Angela Winbush, Anjali and the Timeless Band live. Tickets available at Chaley's, Rip Shack Smokehouse, and Advanced Tax. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Showtimes at 6:30 p.m. It's the 5th annual Blues, Soul, and Barbecue Festival. A celebration of fatherhood. Sunday, June 19th at the Malcolm X Outside Event Center.
We invite you to Winners Chapel International. What is unique about this church? This church is ordained a high mandate where God stops the tears of men and women, old and young, boys and girls, where God terminates all oppression of the devil and confers breakthrough on all members as they believe. God has not ceased to confirm his word since the mandate was delivered over 40 years ago. I want to specially invite you today to this breakthrough family, and as you decide to join us for our service, may it mark your entry into unstoppable breakthroughs that you have always longed for. We meet for Sunday service at 9 a.m. at Concordia Junior Senior High School, 15656 4th Street, Omaha, Nebraska. On Wednesdays, we hold a Word Encounter and Power Pack online service at 6 p.m. The Zoom link is available on our Facebook page, Winners Chapel International Omaha. To start your day empowered, we meet online at 5:30 a.m. till 6:30 a.m. every day, Monday to Saturday. Please use the Zoom link on our Facebook page to connect. Finally, we meet at 5 p.m. every Saturday for Winter Satellite Fellowship. You can connect to this meeting with the Zoom link on our Facebook page. Remain blessed in Jesus' name.
Waymaker, miracle work, promise keeper, light in the darkness. It's the 5th annual Blues, Soul, and Barbecue Festival. Sunday, June 19th, a celebration of fatherhood. Starring the incomparable, the legendary Lenny Williams.
Girl, you know I love you. No matter what you do.
Also starring the silky soul sounds of Angela Winbush.
On this string, on a darkness chain.
Featuring the incredible Anjali and Timeless Band. Sunday, June 19th at the Malcolm X Outside Event Center. Lenny Williams, Angela Winbush, Anjali and the Timeless Band live. Tickets available at Chaley's, Rip Shack Smokehouse, and Advanced Tax. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Showtimes at 6:30 p.m. It's the 5th annual Blues, Soul, and Barbecue Festival. A celebration of fatherhood. Sunday, June 19th at the Malcolm X Outside Event Center. The Strut Ultra Lounge presents one night only, April the 16th, multi-platinum DJ Luke Nasty.
I'm on the way, hey, hey, hey. I'm on the way, hey, hey, hey. I'm on the way.
DJ Luke Nasty performing live April the 16th at the Strut Ultra Lounge. Tickets are on sale now. $35 in advance, $40 day of the show. This is a 30 and over event. Dress code will be enforced. Reserve your tables for $50. Reserve booths for $150. It's DJ Luke Nasty, April the 16th at the Strut Ultra Lounge. Advance tickets available at the Strut Ultra Lounge. Or call 402-401-1651. That's 402-401-1651. It's DJ Luke Nasty live at the Strut Ultra Lounge, April the 16th.
I got a feeling that you might be. Do I turn you on? You can tell me if I'm wrong. Girl, I think you might be.
Lady Faye's Variety Treats is serving lunch and dinner Monday through Saturdays inside the Easy Drive Package Store located at 5124 North 24th Street, opening up at noon every day. Get the best meal you had all week with Lady Faye's Variety Treats inside the Easy Drive Package Store, 5124 North 24th Street, or call 402-706-3305, 402-706-3305 to pre-order. Lady Faye's Variety Treats is a proud supporter of KOWN 95.7 The Boss.
Cha-ching! It's that time again, tax time. This year, get with the tax pros at Advanced Tax Solutions. We'll help you find every tax deduction you deserve to help you get the max back. Do you have a small business? No worries. We specialize in tax returns and help you prepare your Schedule C. Don't leave any money on the table. Get back every dollar you deserve from Uncle Sam. Call Advanced Tax Solutions today at 402-972-0557 or stop by our office located at 6311 Ames Avenue. Use our 24/7 Dropbox service for your convenience. Get the max back today. Advanced Tax Solutions now serving the Omaha community and all 50 states. Call 402-972-0557 today.
Advanced proud supporter of KOWN 95.7 The Boss.
Do you want to increase confidence, accountability, and clarity for your child? Is he or she struggling 598? You can also check out our Facebook page for more information. Services are very affordable and tutoring is in all subjects, grades 3rd through 8th, courses, and GED assistance. What makes us different is that we offer techniques and study habits that help prepare a variety of individuals at all levels. We meet you where you are, and our 8-week sessions can be online, at select libraries, or in person. 10% of all of our profits go directly back into the youth community group and services as donations at the Omaha metro area to support our next generation. Check us out today at Freetime Fund Foundation. 402-591-9598. You'll be so glad you did. At Freetime Fund Foundation, and I am a proud sponsor of 95.7 The Boss.
Hi, this is Tammy Wright, calling all new and registered voters. Please for Metro Community College Board of Governors. My will be to students' academics while improving diversity for economic balance to all students and meet achieved goals. Primary election held May 10th, 2022. Your vote will play a significant role in my victory. Contributions and volunteers needed. Please call 402-707-9905. Come out and vote. Remember, your vote is. This ad is paid by Tammy Wright, Campaign College Board of Governors, District 2. Thank you in advance.
It's the 5th annual Blues, Soul, and Barbecue Festival. Sunday, June 19th. A celebration of fatherhood. Starring the incomparable, the legendary Lenny Williams.
Girl, you know I love you. No matter what you do.
The silky soul sounds of Angela Wimbush.
On this string, on a timeless chain.
Anjali and Timeless Band. Sunday, June 19th. Event Center. Lenny Williams, Angela Wimbush, Anjali and the Timeless Band. Live. Tickets available at Chaley's, Ripsack Smokehouse, and Advanced Tax. Towards at 6:30 p.m. It's the 5th annual Blues, Soul, and Hood, Sunday, June 19th at the Malcolm X Outside Event Center.
Opportunity for our community. Apply today at Midland Competition today for your chance to win $10,000. Yes, you heard me right. In addition to the funding, you will get training, assisted and marketing for your business. WePitchBlack.com. Applications close on April 15th.
Spring is here, which means it's time to visit OmahaLead.org and look up your address to see if your soil should be tested for lead. Properties located in eastern Omaha are eligible for free soil testing if they have not already been tested. Before you head outside to start your garden or landscape project, make sure your property to enjoy. Give us a call and we'll schedule your OmahaLead.org today to get started. That's OmahaLead.org. Spring is here, but before you head outside, visit OmahaLead.org to see if your soil should be tested. Most properties in eastern Omaha are eligible for free soil testing. Gardening, landscaping, or playing, make sure your yard is lead safe. Visit OmahaLead.org.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jay Afterlife, better known as K. Go ahead and tap in with me on all social media platforms. We drop one of the hottest projects in the streets. Sorry for the wait. Price of Fame available right now everywhere. We got Benji Bags, we got Cold Case, Lewis Mackey, and all some of the greatest here right here in the city. So go ahead and tap in on the project, baby. Grade A strength, grade A smoke. 0.7 boss. Let's move, baby.
We invite Winners Chapel International, Omaha, Ark of Rescue. What is unique about this church? This church is ordained a house of liberation by divine mandate, where God and confers breakthrough on all members as they believe. God has not ceased since the mandate was delivered over 40 years ago. I want to especially invite you today to this breakthrough family, and as you decide to join us for our service, may it mark your entry into unstoppable breakthroughs that you have always longed for. We meet for Sunday service at 9 a.m. at Concordia Junior Senior High School, 15656 4th Street, Omaha, Nebraska. On Wednesdays, we hold a Word Encounter and Power Pack online service at 6 p.m. The Zoom link is available on our Facebook page, Winners Chapel International, Omaha. To start your day empowered, we meet online at 5:30 a.m. till 6:30 a.m. every day, Monday to Saturday. Please use the Zoom link on our Facebook page to connect. Finally, we meet at 5 p.m. every Saturday for Winter Satellite Fellowship. You can connect to this meeting with the Zoom link on our Facebook page. Remain blessed in Jesus' name.
Waymaker, miracle work, promise keeper, light in the darkness. Let's go. Hove. Hove. You are not ready. Unstoppable dynasty. Young Hov. I'm a hustler, baby. Hustler. I just want you to know. I'll let you know. It ain't where I've been. It ain't where I've been. But where I'm about to go. Top of the world. Now, I just wanna love you. Just wanna love you. Be who I am. I know you love me. All this cash. More money, more problems. Forget your man. Now give it to me.
Give me that funk, that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff.
But don't bullshit me.
Come on, give me that funk, that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff.
When the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling when I'm fucking will I diss them. That's what they be yelling. I'm a pimp by blood, not relation. Y'all be chasing, I replace them, huh? Drunk on Chris, mommy on E. Can't keep a little model hands off me. Both in the club, singing on key. And I wish I never met her at all. It gets better, ordered another round. It's about to go down. Got 6 model chicks, 6 bottles of Chris, 4